deflation should be the standard in a normal economy, because if you, let's say, if you're looking at the price of a pack of rice or of a laptop, it should be cheaper to produce it every year, because you get gains of scale, new efficiencies that are discovered, technology breakthroughs, automatization. So things should cost less every year. Why don't they? Why don't they cost? Why is not rice price going down every year, or a pair of shoes or a laptop? Why is it going up? It doesn't make sense at all, right? It goes up because the unit in which you are measuring is being produced at a very fast pace. You had, you know, before COVID, you had I don't know the numbers by heart, but what I know is that in the last few years, I don't know exactly how many years, but not many, the amount of dollars existing quadrupled. So you have four times more, and of course the economies didn't multiply by four. So if the money is growing at a faster pace than the economy, you have inflation, but it's a completely man-made inflation, let's say. Okay, so before the standard stopped, you at least had it had to be pegged to the amount of gold in reserves. But after that, it lost that completely. So in this scenario, you have Bitcoin, which is even scarcer than gold. It has a fixed top amount that will be reached in some years from now, which is 21 million Bitcoins. But the growth of issuing of Bitcoins is completely known. So the curve of emission is known, is immutable. So everyone knows what to count on, and currently, by now, it's already the issuance of new Bitcoins every month is already less than the amount that the gold, for instance, grows with new mining and stuff. Actually, the words used to the production of Bitcoins, mining is I think is probably because of the metaphor of comparing to gold. So let's say if you have $10 trillion in gold nowadays, there's a metric that stopped to flow, which is how much more than those 10 trillions is produced every year, and I think it's something like that, 2%. Okay, so every year you have 2% more gold. Bitcoin is already less than that, and every 40 years it decreases in half the amount issued. So it's kind of it's a curve that tends to the 21 million, right? Sorry, 1 second. Give me just 1 second, okay, quick. I had a small urgency here, but it's
no problem.
So this is in gold. You had the physical scarcity. Now we have a digital scarcity. It's much tougher, much more immutable, much more reliable than anything that was invented before this time. And let's say that tomorrow they always talk about that now, that there is a comet or a meteor that can bring some trillions of gold to Earth. If that happens, the price of gold suddenly bottoms, right? If, if they suddenly discover a huge amount of gold, the value will plummet. That is completely impossible with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, on one hand, in the scarcity part, created a perfect asset. That is one point. But there are many others, and the ones that I mentioned that brought me to that. So there is the inconfiscability part, which is very important. It's a fully decentralized peer-to-peer system that no single entity can block. So you can, of course, they can, catch you and try to torture you or something, but it's in your head. You can leave it or not, but it gives you a level of control never before seen. Even gold, if you have it stored in your house, there they can go there and just take it. Uh, so it's inconfiscable because no one can prevent you due to the decentralized and semi-anonymous way it was built. No one can prevent you from doing a transaction, and no one can make you do a transaction to lose your Bitcoin. So that is another very important part for someone that wants, self sovereignty of their own assets against sometimes bad actors, which can even be state actors. It's really really important, and that is the number one characteristic